What up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully, your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And we're live today. Alright, we've got some farming to do, but before that, I have a slight announcement to make. There will not be an evening stream tonight because I will be starting to prepare for my move back to Singapore. So you guys will actually see me start to stream a bit less. Rather than 2 sessions per day, there's only going to be 1 session per day. I'm going to try and alternate the timings between the morning and the evening session so that you guys can catch the stream when you can. In the meantime, though, expect videos to make up for the difference because I'll be preparing not only a plethora of videos to basically tide you guys over while I'm away. Now, I'm not moving until the 18th of November. However, I will probably stop streaming around the 5th of November, and then at that point in time, it'll be nothing but like a constant churn out of videos, so please look forward to that. I will miss you guys, but you know, this is something that we all have to do. So yeah, once I'm back in Singapore and established again, I estimate my streams will start up again on the 22nd of November, and then the regular schedule will resume. But it's going to be a big move, so I'm going to be working hard in the meantime to make sure that you guys get all the entertainment you need without compromise. Like, I'm going to try and make sure that there is no compromise here. All right, so I will do my best to assist you guys, and we shall have as much fun as we can in the meantime. All right, so let's get started. Okay. Okay, clear. A track and Demise. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the move back to Singapore. It will be nice to be back in my home country and doing all the things. So I am looking forward to it, but I will miss, you know, my stream schedule because I am a hard-working type of content creator. I know praising yourself doesn't really sound very good, but at the same time, I have to be really honest. I am very, very hardworking, and what I like to do is I like to ensure that my hard work is always something that I apply in my daily life, not just here, but in everything that I do. So whenever I am unable to stream for lengthy periods of time, like when I'm moving countries or things like that, it annoys me. So I like to be very, very steady with the community. However, like I said, we will still be preparing a ton of videos, so a ton of videos, tons of shorts. You can look forward to all of that. There will be no slowdown on this whatsoever, so please do look forward to it. Okay, now I need brains, so in the interest of time, I will go deploy my Frey. We're gonna go get some brains. I'll need to make sure I'm able to cook catalyst continuously. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's my favorite place. As far as I can tell, the best place is actually this one, Borderline of Truth. You can get quite a few brains in a very short period of time, so that one is a good one. But why am I here? It's because it's the most fun place, in my opinion. If you don't care too much about loot, sorry, if you don't care too much about efficiency, this place is good. Yeah, either with Bunny or Freyna, both works. It's an either or situation.
Shield is down. To your death. Shield is damaged. Take this. Ah, my shield. Burn. Feel the pain.
They're okay.
Shield is down.
I mean, in terms of efficiency, they're nowhere near as efficient. Fun, yes, but in general, if you're farming brains, you just want to clear it as fast as possible. The more time you waste, the worse it is, so. Usually what I do is I just go fast. Whatever can clear this as fast as possible is what is important. Because, like I said, wasting time is probably the thing you want to do the least. Because no matter what, you're still gonna only get like so many brains per run. So I find that for me, it's just very crucial that every second that I have is spent efficiently, you know?
Damn it.
Hey, Soy, what up? Biggest thing you have to remember is that there's also there's usually also one more spawn at the end, and you'll need that one. So for this reason, some people view this area as slower, which is true. If you're going purely on a time basis, right?
Feel the pain.
The other mission is so much faster. But I'll say it honestly, it gets very boring. The other mission is so boring that I'm like, okay. Although occasionally this one can be a dud as well. You might only receive there we go. It's because I forgot my MP. Sorry. It's because I forgot my consumable drop rate. Always have that on when farming. Usually you can get about 22. I got 7 there, which is very unlikely, but it can happen. Especially if none of them drop for you, so make sure you always have your consumable drop rate up. In the time that it took me to do that mission, I could have probably cleared the other one 3 times. So, if you're talking efficiency, like I said, Borderline of Truth is the most efficient as far as I found. But here, I enjoy occasionally just bumming around. Yeah, if you like that, go for it.
See you later. Die.
Lol, Soy. Not really. Depends on if you're using a controller. If you're using a controller, yes. If you're using mouse and keyboard, it's really easy.
Shield is damaged.
Because for most games, I'm still very old school. Mouse and keyboard is the way. I can't do controller stuff. Controllers just feel weird to me.
Ah, my shield. To your death.
I tell you, I leave all that to you guys. In no way, man. Y'all controller experts? Me, I'm mouse and keyboard. I stick with what I know and, you know, I go with that. I respect those of you that can handle the controller.
Watch your feet. To your death.
Seems like today is one of those days for this. I like being here just because I get to bomb stuff and watch them explode, but I may have to switch back to my favorite location. Today, the god of luck is not treating me well. Okay, time to get out of here. Hey, don't worry, I still bang into pillars, so not an issue.
Ah, my shield.
There's nothing wrong with banging into pillars. The only thing you need to fear is not banging into the Colossus. Yeah. Nope, luck is bad today. So, off we go. Get a mountaintops. I'll just swap over to Bunny. Hello, Finesse. Actually, you know what? This is so boring to me that sure, you know what? I'll try Fortress Courtyard. It's worth it. And why do I not have this transporter? What the hell? Water playtime. You weirdo. Imagine liking Valby. Okay, could you please, everybody, go execute this man? Take him outside and delete him from existence. Liking Valby is a crime. Lol. I literally haven't explored maps in ages. So I'm like, what is this? Oh, this patrol will never see me. But I like that you can climb all the mountains. Yes.
See you later.
Where did he go now? Why do they make it so that this guy can teleport? It's ridiculous.
Damn it! A load. Shield is down.
4 brains. Yeah, okay. I think borderline of truth is probably best, and I even have consumable drop rate on. Yep, borderline of truth it is. Seems like the elites in other areas do not want me to drop brains. Shame. Things I do for catalysts. Alright, here we go.
My shield.
Tell you, this is, I think, out of all activities, this remains the most boring. Pop quiz, Dryden. Did I put it in my build? Yeah, that would obviously come under practically an exploit. That's not the way we do things. No, I do not, Wes. It is very unengaging. But it is fast. For me, Shield Ajax is not worth it at all. Because, realistically, you can play him, but all you can do is survive more. Whereas Enzo can deal more damage. So, just my honest take on it. Because I've seen Shield Ajaxes. I out DPS every single one of them. So if you really have trouble surviving, then sure. But ultimately, I view him as a very selfish character because he doesn't help others to survive. He helps himself survive. Of course, you could use Matrix Recomputation, but realistically speaking, then you're realistically using him as basically a shield healer. Which, not exactly what I want for most of my runs. Because most of my runs, right, if I end up as the carry, I better be able to dish out superior damage, you know? So for me, at least, that's one of the problems with a shield-based Ajax. You better double check, Dryden. You better double check. For me, right, like, I mean, others of course may have different rules for what they like or what they dislike, but for me to say a build is worth it, like it is really worth the trouble of me making the build and then playing the build, it has to be exceptional. See, Kyle was exceptional, because if you look at how much damage we can actually do to bosses, he's actually competitive in terms of the amount he can dish out, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculously silly that he can dish out that amount of damage, which is beautiful, you know? I love it. Then you look at others that may not quite deal as much. All right, recently my pal Track did a test for Ezimo, and he even did a test of a so-called superior build made by someone that I'm not going to talk about or not going to mention, but the build was so bad that Track's build was actually better in terms of damage output. And this is what I say, like, a lot of creators will just throw any build together and call it a good build. That's not really what we do here. Here, before I release a build, all right, I have to ensure that the build is absolutely, you know, exceptional. Viesa is trash. Like, there's creators, and that same creator said, oh, here's a Viesa build, and he shows Viesa one-shotting Pyromaniac, but Pyromaniac dies to a light breeze. That's not that. He's a solo boss. Anybody can kill him. Kyle can kill him, you know. The fact of the matter is that you can't show exceptional situations and pretend that your build is good. That's not how that works. You match up a chill Descendant versus a fire Colossi. That is not how this game works, and that doesn't mean your build is good. It just means that you matched up elements and you won due to circumstances. Actually, the roles are mentioned. If you look at the stat section, right, Dryden, I don't have to explicitly tell you the roles. If when I'm going through the stats of the weapon, right, and I want you to pay attention to this, everybody should know this. When I'm going through the base stats of the weapon, have you noticed that some stats have an increased arrow on them? That means that I have a role there. The only exception would be firearm attack versus Colossus, which is mentioned at the end of the stat section. But you don't need me to specifically tell you the roles, because what I roll is actually shown in the stat section. Yeah, Viesa is literally trash. She needs a buff in order to make her even borderline competitive. A lot of characters right now are unfortunately underpowered. People can say, oh yeah, no, this character's great. I'm like, are you sure? Because I could literally outdo your character with my character using a gun. Like, are you for real? Like, if you're for real, then okay, but if you're not for real, then you better buckle down, Huckleberry. Because I tell you, a lot of the time, this is the difference between my content and the content that is out there. I do not give you guys something that only works under X situation. No. It has to work across the board, every situation, no matter what. End of story. If I cannot get it to work in every potential situation, I can't legitimately say this is content. I can't legitimately say this is a good build. So you can always play whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I think when it comes to good characters, unfortunately the selection roster is still fairly limited, and there needs to be a lot of work done on the underpowered characters. I wouldn't say Viesa needs a rework, right? What I want for Viesa, and Viesa's solution is very simple. Her ultimate ticks every 2 seconds. It should not do this, right? It should be ticking every 0.5 seconds. If they make her ultimate tick every 0.5 seconds, that immediately solves Viesa's problem. End of story. She will go from literal garbage to actually good at what she does. That is Viesa's main problem. She doesn't tick every 0.5 seconds. If her damage ticked on her Blizzard every 0.5 seconds instead of every 2 seconds, she would actually be competitive with Haley, and in fact she might have a unique build with the Frost Watcher that could be exceptional. Instead, most people are relying on Secret Garden to get the ticks with her. That's not what you're supposed to do. So yeah, honest to God, not too keen on that. Basically, she doesn't need a rework. Her abilities are fine. I find that what she does is fine, but her Blizzard needs to at least be 0.5 seconds. If she cannot meet that, hey Star, if she cannot meet 0.5 seconds, she's just not worth it. That's the big problem. I feel that she will be just too low level. That's the problem. At the very least, compared to all the other characters out there, you know, and especially Haley, who is like the damage monster. Haley has spoiled everyone. I still consider her a bit of an exception. But she is the exception, not the rule. Exactly, Soy. Because you see, these creators want to lie to you. They feel that they're extremely big in the industry, so if they lie, nobody's gonna call them out. But then, they didn't expect me. They don't expect me to take over the industry like the way that I do. Because when I go to a game, I aim to conquer. I don't aim for, you know, oh, you know, I'm just gonna stay in my lane. No. When I play a game and I make guides for you guys, I want to be literally the very best, like no one ever was. All right, and that means that I really have to test everything, and you shouldn't. The faster we get these people out of the industry, the better. These people had to run away from a different game. I'm not gonna name the name because in case that the game leads to their identification of who I'm talking about, because I don't want to name their names, but they had to run away from a different game because all the other partners for that game were simply better than them at coming up with builds, all right, for the various characters. And their builds were so trash by season 3 that they ran away and came to this game instead. And they thought they'd be able to do the same thing here. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care how much of a crew you've got paid so that you can get your stuff leveled ASAP. I'm still gonna be better than you. Oh, I always gotta catch them all. State of shock, David. The Haley sniper build does not change because you still don't use her against Gluttony. She is a nuker. The nukers can only go up to Molten Fortress. Why? Because Gluttony and Deathstalker, the devs designed them specifically to not be nuked. That's why for what you'll see with Gluttony and Deathstalker is that they have a very different playstyle. You have to actually bring sustained damage against them. Hey, Nikki. What up? Enzo is great. Like, genuinely, he is such a good character. Many did, Dryden. But also, a lot of them were sort of chased out of the spaces that they were in before. Like I said, as somebody who's been in this industry a long time, every game eventually happens to have that one king, you know, and you just can't beat that king. You can make content and, you know, there'll be a couple of people in the space, but there's only ever going to be one king wearing the crown. I mean, here we all know it's me. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a couple of people, you know, hanging around, doing their thing, and there'll be little factions here and there, but there's always going to be one king. And unfortunately, I feel that the guy that came here had to run away because he couldn't beat the one king of the game that he was playing previously, because that one king was crazy. That dude would play like 21 hours in a row. Like, he's lucky he is young and healthy, because there's no way that I, as an old man, can compete with that. So yeah, it was rough. And I can see why he left, because the dude that left and came here is a lot older, kind of like me. I don't think he could compete with that guy. Hello, Milloud. Doing good. So he comes here and starts setting up shop, but not on my watch. He didn't expect the bat. But I have the unique thing about me is that games like this are my element. It's why I am probably going to be playing Monster Hunter next year as well. Hopefully I have some time to play the playtest as well if I get the opportunity, but I am most definitely going to be playing Monster Hunter next year because I specialize in games like that. Games where you can test things and make builds and then you can absolutely see the results of those builds. These are the types of games I specialize in because I do not back down from challenges. I have my set of rules to make truly exceptional builds. And that's what I do. That's my specialty in the industry. Monster Hunter, I wasn't playing World. The new one, Wilds, is next year. I only play new things. The reason I only play new things is because, like I said, I tend to establish myself and conquer territory. So, I will most definitely be conquering some new territory. But I don't think I'll be the king of Monster Hunter. I'm just gonna carve out a nice niche for myself and off I go. Farming in Monster Hunter is a lot more fun with friends. So, I'll be counting on you next year, okay? February. You and me, Track. We the non-Thorn and Liberty crew. The non-Thorn and Liberty crew will go and farm. Listen, you just charge the monster, and I will shoot it down from a distance and do 0 damage, okay? I have learned the ways of heavy crossbow, man. I will sit in one corner of the map, do absolutely 0 damage, and pretend I'm contributing to the fight. This is how it works. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know what weapon they'll have, but they better have something like the longsword. I need my fast slashes.
Get out of the way!
Yeah, longsword is my style. I like to get up close and personal usually. I mean, heck, even in Lies of P, right? Because I've been playing that for Kaz. Dude, I went strength build and I was like, oh my god, this is great. I tried dex build and it was so painful. I can't stand dex build. You have to go strength build all the time. Oh, you're back again. You do so love crawling here, don't you? Off you go, back to the naughty box. Bye. Your existence truly must be quite miserable, since you come here every single time just to collect your 24-hour ban. It's almost like a daily quest in a mobile. Hey, you know what? I don't disagree with that, John. You gotta play all weapons.
No chance!
Oh, yes. Like an enduring legacy. Yes, if only that game, you know, actually cared about one of the largest populated gaming areas in the world, Star. If only. But it's okay. Y'all go enjoy your filthy game that doesn't care about Southeast Asia. I'll go play a real game that actually allows Southeast Asian people in. Heretics. I know you are. And that's why you guys are a bunch of heretics. Disgust me. Don't worry, one day I'll make my own clan, and none of you shall be invited. Except for Track. Track will be invited. But you, heretics, will not be. Betrayers of the light. The eternal betrayers. I'll think about it. I don't know if I've got time to help a traitor level. Well, fine. That is true. Okay. I will grant you an exception, Star. Just you. I think that the one thing that I can say about Monster Hunter is that it has truly continued to develop as a franchise, so I respect it. I respect what it's about and all the cool stuff that's in it. Bow is also one of my favorite weapons. I liked it better than the crossbow, that's for sure. The bow was always so good for me. I couldn't sever tails, but I leave that to you guys. You guys sever the tails for me, and I'll just shoot the damn thing. You just let me do DPS. Now, one weapon only. I will only use the bow. Hey, Rafi. Bow only. Actually, funnily enough, even in that game that was... It tried to do well, Wild Hearts. I love that game so much, but it was so badly optimized. God, I loved all the attacks in that game. Wild Hearts could have been the biggest thing, but they really, really dropped the ball on that game. They truly, truly messed up because the optimization is so bad. To be honest, I've used all weapons before. Bow is great though. Bow is fine. But if I can only pick one and I'm lazy, then using the longsword, like when I'm solo and have to sever the tails, sure. But if there's somebody else around, I will pick bow. I don't like to do any work. I like to just shoot. Choosing by mood also works, Milout. You know, some days you just feel lazy. You just don't want to fight. So I just like, okay, bow. But yeah, on a personal level, you know, I feel that there just haven't been any good competitors for Monster Hunter because there's no other game that can fulfill that. Like, several games have tried. And one game came close until it allowed races to run their community. There are many games that are good and have tried to at least break that thing, but no game has succeeded. Wild Hearts, total failure. Another game that shall not be named, total failure. But that one they literally brought on themselves. They were doing fairly well until they realized that they literally just brought in nothing but, you know, the most racist people into the community. That was horrifying. I only played the first two Monster Hunters, so I have no idea of any of the new beasts and stuff, but I can relearn. It's not a problem. God Eater was cool, but I think that as a franchise, they didn't... It was cool, but I don't think they were really ready to become a franchise like Monster Hunter. I feel that they couldn't really do much with their plot, you know? I find that apocalyptic scenarios often struggle with plot and story, and with Monster Hunter, it's always simple and straightforward. Here's monsters, go hunt. You know, I mean, sure, there is a kind of a story, kind of a plot, but nobody really cares. We're just all there to murder stuff. Now, I didn't play Monster Hunter for the longest time. I just wasn't into it, and at the time I was creating content for other stuff anyway. So since I skipped out, right, I do not want to go into a franchise when it's new, when it's not new. So coming in later on is not really a good thing for me, or for any content creator. But like I said, there are several games that I'm looking forward to. Path of Exile, as soon as I get back to Singapore, I'm getting the early access and off I go. So that's going to be good as well. God Eater was good. Like, I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was fantastic. I played that for hours and hours and hours on end. You know, God Eater was amazeballs. But yeah, like you guys said, there wasn't a lot of storyline for it to develop. Yeah, I can imagine. For those that, you know, follow the series, it's definitely cool to see how it develops. Heck, I've even been considering COD a little bit, because now that it's on Game Pass and I don't have to shell out the money every single time, you know, I don't know. Might be cool to drop back in a little bit every now and again, play some zombies. Well, COD is still a good franchise. I mean, since I get to play the campaign for free, I'm going to definitely check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go yell at 12-year-olds. Nah, I'm just kidding. I play with my mic muted. No communication necessary. So I've heard. That's why I'm looking forward to actually checking out the campaign for Black Ops 6, and, you know, I'll go see some of the other stuff too. I mean, like I said, it's free, so... COD is Kaz's favorite thing, but it's like, the biggest problem for me is that when I play cross country with her, the ping goes wild, and COD just wasn't having any of it. Once I'm back in Singapore, I do want to try again, you know? It'd be really, really nice if I could get some really good ping going, and then I could happily play some COD again. I don't mind playing with Kaz. But yeah, no, fair enough. Nothing wrong with your individual preferences and stuff like that. That's fair, Star. That's fair. Well, if I get a chance, I'll definitely check it out. I'm gonna prioritize, like, I mean, over these next few days when I'm working on videos and stuff for you guys, I'm gonna prioritize the indie projects and stuff like that, because I like helping out those devs more. I feel like sometimes they work a lot harder, sometimes they don't. But like even the other day when I showed this game, Riot Operator, to Star, it was pretty fun. Like, genuinely, it was pretty fun. So I would love to actually see stuff like that, you know, and showcase stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoy games like that and stuff like that. So I do want to see more of the indie stuff. Like, I think I've got another one on my list. Yeah, you don't have to ask if you want to ask a question. Just ask, bro. What you want to know, Krillin? Enjoy heading home from work, Satami. I hope your workday was good.
No chance.
But yeah, right now, the big thing for me is Path of Exile 2. I have been searching for an ARPG that I can truly sink my teeth into properly, you know? And thus far, a lot of them have disappointed me. But, I can always make exceptions. Lol, star. You keep that up, I'm gonna have to give you a moderator wrench. Just so you can start teasing people like Rena does. Give you the wrench of glory. Alright, back to town. I'm tired of this. Time to go farm some actual stuff. Yeah, PoE 2 is definitely going to be one that's on my list. Now, I don't know how good I'll be at it, but I'm going to try. Because I was shamefully bad at Path of Exile 1. But I will at least try Path of Exile 2. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll be trying it. At some point, I will also even do hardcore mode. I'll try, at least. I may not be very good at it, but I'll try. Okay. Sniper build, Swamp Walker. Okay, so with Haley, if you've got the entire Piercing Light and her build, now you can have a gold reactor if you want. Doesn't matter if whether you do or don't. Like I showed, it was with my purple reactor. Slayer set, obviously. So when it comes to taking down Swamp Walker, there is a specific methodology to do so. PoE is too complex, that's the problem. But Path of Exile 2, I can foresee it doing very well. I can foresee it doing very well if they enable the normal average player to enjoy it. Because Path of Exile goes hard when the season starts, but then drops off. Same with any of these seasonal type games. So, yeah. I hope Path of Exile 2 will be a lot more accessible. That's what I'm praying for. If it's more accessible, then I'm good. Okay, first of all, you have to stand exactly here. Alright. You gotta make sure your Cold Fury is at max stacks. Then, as soon as he starts to turn, you wait until you hit him with the thing, alright? And he must be knocked down. Once he's knocked down, alright, there you go. You can take on Swamp Walker in roughly 5 to 7 shots, okay? I will do it again, so I want you to pay attention. Outriders 2, fair enough. Hey, dude, I love the story of Outriders 1. Me and Kaz played that story twice. Well, Path of Exile 2, I'll definitely be checking it out. But Path of Exile 1 was too complex. It was way too complex. If your DPS does not, you know, look like that, then you've got... Yeah, but I didn't like in Path of Exile 1 that I couldn't change around freely. I needed Orb of Regrets and things like that. I was like, no. Too much, too much. I like that in Diablo 4, I can freely experiment and change around. That's what Path of Exile 2 needs. Diablo 4 has laid the formula out. Path of Exile 2 just needs to follow that. What are you missing? I don't know. Watch the videos 300 times until you get it, because everything that I do is in the video. I cannot tell you anything more than what I've already shown in the video, because I have not skipped a single thing. I've not missed out a single thing.
Selecting objective.
Okay, it gets knocked down. If you modified the build, well, you might just be missing the weak points, dude. If you're hitting the weak points dead on, that could be the difference. Maybe it's, yeah, if you've built the build, then the only difference is the skill. So are you hitting the weak points? First of all, Jay, a streamer's chat is not a place for that, my dude. Okay? Don't ever come to a streamer's chat and the first thing is, can anyone help me do this? Like, dude, that's low level behavior. Don't be like that. Okay, there is a chat in game where you can look for people to group up with, but there's an official Discord. If you come to a streamer's chat and you're not even greeting the streamer, you don't even know anybody in the community, and the first thing is, can somebody help me get Ultimate Freyna? Like, bro, you look like a beggar. And we don't like beggars here, alright? Don't be that sort of person. Be better than that, Mr. J. Okay? Don't disgrace the name of J. Be better. Alright? Raffi, it's probably for pets in Season 2. So aim for the weak spot, alright? You gotta hit the weak spot 3 times or 2 times to get him down. Then you're aiming for the other weak spot, which is the shoulder. Yeah. You gotta practice until you're perfect with it. Once you're perfect with it, it is literally guaranteed to be able to kill Swamp Walker. You know? As long as you follow the exact positioning, you're fine. So you'll be okay. That's the biggest problem for me, Sundowner. I hope Path of Exile 2 will be so much more casual friendly. See, that's why, Krillin, I don't kneel down at the start. I go all the way to the side and then I kneel down there, because in the time that he turns, you have to use those precious half a second to shoot him first, because if you shoot him first, he gets slightly staggered. The build is on my channel, so if you have not already seen it, here is a playlist of all my videos, okay? But since I have a bit of time, I will happily link you directly. However, please make sure to bookmark my video. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, I don't know how to read Arabic. But if you want the builds, all right, you need to follow every single build on my channel. The best builds are only on this channel. Here is the sniper build for boss killing. I have linked it here. I cannot link you directly and tag you, but there you go. Make sure to also watch my entire playlist of videos. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like and share the stream. Yeah? The more of you that like and share the stream, the better. No problem, Krillin. You are welcome. I have time today, so I can happily showcase these kinds of things. Like I said, I only build builds that work. I will never build you guys garbage. Not my style. Now it's time to go get some XP. I'm going to do a little task today. Perfect. So get back from Let's go get some XP for the Kingsguard Lance, while I also go and do some shenanigans. Oh. Okay. Of course, the Executor is beautiful. Once you have that with Glay, your life gets real good real fast. Lol, almost went off the top rope. Advice? I have no advice. I don't play him. Maybe someday, but nope.
Feel the pain.
Oh, listen. This game is about whether or not you're willing to invest in your characters, and it is still developing. Like I said, there's a lot more features coming around. So, Season 2 will introduce the mega dungeons and, of course, the pets and things like that. So there's a lot of good content coming. It just takes time for it to release, you know? That's the biggest thing with games like this. I mean, same with Path of Exile 2 when it comes out. It's gonna be great for the first month, and then after that it's gonna die down, then it'll find its core base and carry on. I mean, Path of Exile right now, no matter how many fans of the series they have, only has roughly concurrent about 10,000. Yeah, good. Sigvor's dead.
Shield is damaged.
Oh.
See you later.
Die, Tristrine. Goodbye. No, he cannot do that, Sundowner. People believe that he can, but he cannot. You can try it for yourself. I haven't seen a single Ajax reflect any damage to anybody. He just dies straight away. So, like I said, y'all can try it, but if you're referring to data in the beta, that is most likely a bug or something else, because there's never been a single Ajax that could ever do that. I have never once seen an Ajax do that. And I don't think I'll ever see an Ajax do that. I'm just farming levels for my Kingsguard Lance. I want to max it out just for fun. See what happens. And yes, pets are coming in Season 2. This is known. Because they talked about it in their roadmap teaser thing. But I'm sure that they'll give you guys more information as they come closer to the day. That's exactly what they do, Soy. They're called utility pets, and their main job is to help you guys pick up items and stuff. Okay, there we go. Now I can put on my messy hair. Messy morning hair time. They will hopefully act like vacuums, because that's what I want. You can play Glay if you like. She's just not good for Deathstalker, that's all. She can kill every other boss, though. Hey, Per Crab. What up? Glay is not so good for Frostwalker. For Frostwalker, it's always better to have a skill-based Descendant. But for Gluttony, I can definitely say he's good. Frostwalker, don't forget, Frostwalker has very tiny weak spots. So people who use Glaive for Frostwalker will have trouble actually dealing the damage.
To your death.
I don't know, people might like some actual pets. Like, I mean, drones would be cool, but I don't know if I want mechanical pets. I kind of want a Doggerino. A mechanical Doggerino would be alright. You know what, I'll start measuring my times. I want to see the difference. Yeah, see, clips from the beta aren't really reliable because a lot of the testing done then was never true testing. Hard mode is a completely different animal, so that's why, like, truly testing a build is not that easy to do. It is in fact quite a complex task. So yeah, anything from the beta will not carry over into now because that's just how it is. How much can this actually do?
Shield is down.
It's a lot worse than I thought. I mean, it's not horrifying, but not that bad either. Okay, fair enough. Noted with thanks. Well, I want pets, Maloud. And no, you won't be able to send them to farm for stuff while you're doing other things. I believe that they are for item pickups. As far as I know, they're for item pickups. But I could be wrong. They could always introduce some other functionality to them. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Wes. If you want them to farm for you while you go farm other stuff, I don't think that'll happen. That's more of a mobile game feature, you know. I don't think they'll have that here. Enjoy, Scott Ace. I don't think it was overtuned in the beta. It's just that the beta was all normal mode. Everything is overtuned in normal mode. Because people who played the game like crazy could advance all their mods up in the beta, but when you actually get to the actual gameplay and you get to hard mode, it won't be like that. So that's the difference, Sundowner.
Shield is damaged.
That's why nothing in the beta was relevant data. A lot of people thought their characters were going to be oh so cool. Didn't really work out that way. That's why it's important to test in real time.
Damn it. Feel the pain. Damn it.
God damn it, no! This is actually frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the Enduring Legacy. This pitiful gun. I wish it was better, but it's really not. And it doesn't really match up well with Freyna, unfortunately.
Shield. To your death.
Definitely a poor choice with Freyna. I mean, there are ways to make it better,
Be gone.
but it isn't all that excellent.
Shield is damaged. I'm in danger. Take this. My shield. Don't try.
you go. About 5 minutes. Okay. That is one of the problems, Soy, that people encounter. They did have a concept of a open world Colossus battle, but we don't know whether or not that'll come in. That's okay, Per Crab. Yesterday's stream was just a fun little one. No, Nexon could rip a page out of Warframe's book, but it depends on what they're gonna do. You see, I think they'll want to stay away from anything that might look too much like a mobile game, but they could implement their own system. You never know. No, Scott Ace. Nerfs are bad for the game. You see, the thing is that Freyna, she's not overpowered in any way, shape, or form. Bunny can do everything that Freyna can do. Previously, Bunny was the only farmer. Now at least Freyna has a role in dense dungeons where there's a lot of density. So no, nerfs are bad for the game, Scott Ace. Don't even think about nerfs. Don't even talk about nerfs. Nerfs are stupid. Like, why would you nerf a good farmer? People want to go fast, not go slow. Alright? Don't have this kind of stupid mentality. The smart thing to do would be to introduce more characters that can farm. However, not every character has to be good at everything. And other characters can beat out Freyna. This is the one thing that I absolutely despise. And I'm sorry, because I feel very strongly about this. I feel that a lot of people are just absolutely like, oh, this character needs a nerf, she's too strong. Why? What makes her so strong? The fact that she can farm fast? Because there's other characters that can do the same. Or are we talking about bossing? Because Freyna loses out in terms of bossing to several other characters in the game. Buffing characters and bringing them up to speed is always better than nerfing, and this is why Nexon has taken a very different stance to several other games. Take note, Nexon's stance is that we do not nerf things that you have invested in, because people spend time getting catalysts, investing in character. Nerfing and taking that away makes people rage. Instead, if they start bringing up other characters, it's better. Her modifier is 3 times everyone else's, yes, but she recently received a buff. That should not, your immediate thought, Scott Ace, is wrong. This is what I'm saying, change your mentality. Don't have the wrong mentality. When you have the wrong mentality, you ruin games. The fact of the matter is, she got buffed because she was so underperforming. Now that she has set a standard, shouldn't you be thinking that other characters should be buffed to meet her standard rather than being nerfed? Exactly what Finesse says as well. Never ever think in terms of nerfs. Like I've said, and look, some people may get offended by the way that I talk, but I'm gonna say it straight because I want to be blunt about this. Only the dumbest of people, only stupid people with the wrong mentality say, oh, let's nerf this character. Why? Why nerf when you can make others more interesting? Think bigger. Don't think smaller. Let me tell you about a game that had a lot of nerfs. It's called Helldivers 2. Went from 200,000 players concurrent all the way down to about 30,000. Let's talk about a game called Space Marine 2. When they released their 4.0 update, they nerfed some of the best stuff so hard and parry windows so hard they actually got review bombed on Steam. And quite frankly, TFD does not have enough content right now to risk it. A lot of people say TFD is, having a low player count, but here's the thing. TFD does not have that much content compared to a lot of games that have been in the market for years and years and years. And yet it's still able to survive. Like I said, even Path of Exile, a popular game for years and years, has about 10,000 players concurrent. TFD is beating that by 3 times with about a 30,000 concurrent player base. And people don't look at Steam charts because don't forget, this is available on multiple platforms. So, nerfing at all, that's the problem though, Scott Ace. Even a small conversation about nerfs is not even worth talking about. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Scotties. Don't even bring up the word nerf. Because nerf is a sensitive term. And I think that we need to change our perspective. We should always be focusing on upward momentum, not downward. Even if you didn't say just nerf, don't even say the word nerf. The word nerf is not even worth talking about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Never ever even speak the word nerf. There's no point. Because you're not helping the community by saying, oh, I think this character's so strong. Why? What makes it strong? What makes it stronger than everybody else? Because can other characters do the same? If the other characters can do the same, then it's not that strong. Even Haley, who is considered one of the best bossers, cannot kill Gluttony and Deathstalker by sniping. The devs know what they're doing because they specifically designed challenges in this game. What they do is that they have a character that's strong, right? Then they'll say, okay, so how can I challenge this character? That's the difference between TFD devs. What they want to do here is they want to have a focus not on depowering the community, but rather they want to keep challenging the community as we get our hands on tools and on descendants and on builds, on strategies that make us greater. They challenge us in greater ways. No problem though, Lujen. I'm here for the community. This is why I'm trying to also impart the same mentality, the same knowledge to the community. What the devs do is they challenge us. Because let me tell you, whatever feels strong right now, when the next challenge drops, when the next Colossus drops, watch how many people will start crying and say, oh, it's too difficult, I can't do this. I'm like, no, you just gotta change you gotta adapt. You gotta change your mentality, you gotta change your perspective. You don't know what the next challenge will be. What if the next challenge requires Sharon? What if the next challenge requires some descendant that you haven't seen before and they pair that with a buff to that descendant? And there'll be other interesting ways that come forward. Like, look at the Kyle builds that came out, you know? Well, my Kyle build anyway. This is the difference. We're not talking about a situation where we're nerfing things, you know? And it's not that simple, Scott Ace. You can't just, okay, look, when it comes to game balancing, right? Maybe it's because I've been in this industry for a while, but I find that people, when they say blanket statements, everyone else needs her modifier power. Like, bro, you don't understand how balancing works. When you test something, just like what I do, all right? Just like what I do. And hey, listen, you know, you've seen my testing for yourself. There's a reason why you're here. It's because I'm the best at what I do, and that is testing. Same thing. Nexon is doing the same kind of testing methodology that I do. They can't just bring everyone to a power level because that has unintended consequences. What they want to see is, okay, so how is Freyna performing now? Oh, people are really enjoying this. Okay, but how do we adjust other characters so that it's not just the same thing? When you put a blanket buff on everybody, then what's the point? Then every character is just the same character with a different skin. That's not what you want. You get what I mean? You have to be smarter than that. If you want to retain your audience, if you want to retain what you're doing in a video game, it's not just a blanket statement. It's not just a blanket buff. You don't do that. Only low-level devs do that. What these devs are doing here, and a lot of people fail to see the genius of that, is that they're going stage by stage. They say, okay, so this is good. Let's collect the data on this. They collect the data on this and say, okay, this had really good feedback. This did not have good feedback. Then they'll just keep going and going and going. That's why Freyna's rework took some time, or rather her Freyna's buff rework took some time, because they need to see what was weak about Freyna and where other characters were performing better. Fun fact, Valby was doing better than Freyna prior to Freyna's rework because Valby's puddle can hit a same enemy multiple times because each puddle counts its own instance of damage. So some people were using that as part of the farming. You know, I mean, I was that too. So I was doing that too. So this is what they are trying to do. So I hope that everybody understands the dev's mentality here. It's not just a simple matter of waving a magic wand and making everything this way or that way. That will lead to your game dying. If you want to do well in your game, it has to be stage by stage. A lot of gamers don't understand that. Maybe they're not in the industry, maybe they don't understand how the industry works, but this is how you get the best results. If you take it stage by stage, step by step, you know, you don't rush. Not only do you get better results as you improve upon each stage of your implementation, but you get to create new and interesting ways, you know, new and interesting ways for your gamers to play, and that's important. So do remember that. All right, you gotta be smart even in the things that you think about, even when you're making suggestions or judgments. Shooting blindly, you know, is never good. Think. Always think. Use your mind. Ask yourself, if I were in that position, how can I make this interesting for the player? Mousy Excalibur, hello to you, but why exactly are you giving your streamer orders? Go kill Gluttony? Not even a please there? Why do I have to go and kill Gluttony for you? Respect is quite important, my friend. You know, I'm not a waiter. And quite frankly, you know, I'm gonna be very blunt with you, Mr. Masi. You have not spent anything on my stream. You have not donated anything to my stream, so why would I follow anything that you order? So I have my own things that I'm doing today. All right. Now, if you requested respectfully, I might have said okay. But ordering me to do something? That's not very cool, dude. Be better. Good night, Sundowner. And guys, while I understand that you guys may not like AFKs, okay, avoid being too crazy. Just report them and move on. No need to do anything else. Just report and move on. Or better yet, right? What is the AFK player hoping for? The AFK player is just hoping for a big chunk of XP by getting carried through a mission. Just leave the mission. That is the simplest way to deal with them. Report them, leave the mission. And also, don't worry about false flags. A lot of people have said, what if it's a false flag? What if the person just had an emergency? Listen, if it happens and the person does have an emergency, that's okay. All right? One report is not going to trigger something. And in fact, it takes multiple reports for action to be taken at all. So unless they are frequent offenders, no action is going to be taken. Furthermore, Nexon can actually see what is going on in the activity log of the character. So for example, if a character is deliberately AFK, they can see that. If a character is AFK or was playing like immediately prior and has a history of playing immediately prior, what they'll do is they'll just put the person on a watch list and they'll say, okay, this person's been marked AFK a few times, but did they have activity beforehand? Could it just be a bad internet connection? They will actually investigate. That is in fact the reason why the devs did not implement a player kick system. They did not implement that kind of system. Rather, they just made a new report category for AFK and they actually manage it themselves. Because for them, what they want is for us to have a good time gaming and to ensure that, you know, everything works smoothly. So they're taking it upon themselves to be responsible. Sure, you can see my Enzo in action. What do you want me to kill? You tell me what you want me to kill, I'll go kill it. I don't mind. Yeah, nothing wrong. If you had an emergency or had to AFK and it's a one-time incident, that's completely fine. Dude, the game's gonna just like say, okay, this guy just went one-time AFK. Not a big deal. You know, move on. And yes, courtesy goes a long way. Alright? Having respect for your streamer and having respect for your content creator is very important. At the end of the day, you know, I just want to be realistic here. When people give me orders, or they try to be rude, and they don't even say sorry, they just say okay. Like, bro, at least learn to apologize when you're wrong. If you are courteous to your streamer will be courteous to you. I'm a person. And furthermore, you don't pay my salary. Alright? If you paid my salary, I might have a different attitude. But you don't pay my salary. So please make sure that you guys treat your streamers with respect, because at the end of the day, we're the ones doing the content for you guys. We're the ones finding the answers for you guys. Alright, if you feel you don't need us, that's completely fine. But at the end of the day, you're going to be bored one day on YouTube with nobody to watch. Alright, so always have respect for these streamers. The people that I can't stand are those that, and I think that this is the mentality of some people that still exist today. They sort of view streamers as like not a real job or whatever. So they tend to treat us with disrespect. They tend to treat us like, oh, this guy's just a guy making a living off video games. I do a real job, so I'm better. Like, no, dude. We're all working a job the same as you. So always have respect for others. In fact, you should be having respect for the waiters that you see. You should be having respect for the customer service people that you see. They're all working a job. Let's have respect for all other humans. Hello, Lord Moore. What's up? Okay, you want to see Enzo in action? Just general use? Enzo's build is only for bosses. So, I mean, I can go and murder. I can go and murder something like Deathstalker. But at the end of the day, Enzo is not really for general use. Enzo is only for bosses. So, he can fight any boss in the game. That is his entire purpose. But beyond that, he's not supposed to do anything else. So do remember that. He is literally only for bossing. And that's the end of that. Hey, Sword Mo. Now, in the meantime, guys, don't forget to like and share the stream, yeah? And yes, treat others like you want to be treated. Funnily enough, I find that it often never applies to streamers. People tend to get excessively rude toward content creators, or people, you know, they don't think of the content creator as another person. So, and I find that a lot of these people are very similar in how they treat waiters and customer service staff. I'm not asking to be put way above you guys, all right? But at the same time, a streamer and a content creator, assuming that they're good at what they do, is technically your leader in the game or the field or whatever. So at the very least, you know, show a bit of decorum, show a bit of deference, because normally we are experts in our area. And we do kind of do our thing so that you guys can do it easier. We're supposed to pave the way. Now, I speak only for myself because I hold to that professional standard. Others may not, so. It's possible. It is possible if you can knock down Swamp Walker. But I must confess I have not seen it done or done it myself. It is theoretically possible. But theoretically possible. No, Shimon, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That does not mean that the end game is too easy. You're supposed to reach a state where you can farm bosses. Then, if you got nothing to do, go play another game. Take a break, take a breather. I mean, there are some bosses that you can't solo anyway, so... The point of this game is to be able to get strong and enjoy the power fantasy. That's literally your entire purpose here. Enjoy the power fantasy, have a good time. No incredible thought needed. No, no special thinking. What I would say. Just have fun. Play the game your way.
Powering shield at light speed.
Somebody brought a Glay here. Lol. And a regular bunny. Now this. I'll just do the objective. It seems like an easier job. Now these guys are exceptional. Exceptional. They're either genuinely unprepared or just people hoping for a carry. Don't be that sort of person. Alright? When you go into a team fight, you must be able to contribute evenly to it. it's unfair to others to grief them by bringing, like, for example, a Glay or a Bunny, and you're unable to actually contribute well. Like, that's not fair. So don't be that sort of person. I hope nobody in the Robot Nation will be that sort of person. Always aim to be the best. If you're bringing a regular Bunny to a fight like this, that's just horrifying. And making other people do your work for you is not good. Oh, nope. Well, there goes that.
Has arrived.
I did not see him target me. I have to put up my shield drone now.
Thank you, Ajax.
This poor Ajax literally has spent this entire match like just picking up these guys. The least I can do is kill the boss for him. I can do practically all the damage myself, but this is not good for anybody.
Love the smell of fresh rounds.
Oh, I always have tolerance, because at the end of the day... Oh, per crap, thank you for becoming a cool bot. At the... Oh my god, what the hell? It's Curry Man.
No chance. Any chance you'd consider slowing down, Bunny?
I'm gonna have to bring these guys some extra ammo.
Dancing firearm.
Okay, I'm going high.
Fire of rescue has arrived.
Nah, this is just horrible griefing. Like, to me, I firmly believe that these guys are griefing, but whatever. Not like I can't handle it. And the Ajax is doing the job of the medic, so fine. As long as he's happy to do the job, I can finish off the boss. There we go. Just don't be that sort of person.
You get funny.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
Being this sort of person is the worst. Oh, you don't need to grapple his chest. It's pointless, just shoot it. The more you shoot, the faster your damage dealt is gonna be. Yeah, it's about 68 million there, so practically most of the damage is dealt by me, which is exceptionally sad. Of course. Asian Robot's the only one that's the best. No, Xenon. Deathstalker's debuff reduces your max HP, so there's literally no point in having Glay. Because Glay requires HP to do any of her stuff. Rage does take longer, but usually, right, for like, if you wanna, unless you wanna do a coordinated super fast run, most of the time you just kill Deathstalker and off you go. You don't have to grapple the chest. You can if you want to, but it's unnecessary. Because most people aren't ready for that, especially with randoms, no point. Because you grapple their chest and then they're not dealing the damage. For me, I'm a hardcore DPS. I know that it's better for me to just deal the damage. If anybody else wants to grapple the chest, they're more than welcome, you know? But yeah, Deathstalker has a literal debuff that will actually delete your max HP, so there's no point in bringing Glay. You bring Glay, you're just going to spend most of the time on the ground. So that is usually what happens, and that's why nobody really brings Glay. Or you bring a regular bunny, like, bro, at least bring an ultimate. I see a regular anything in the Colossi fights, I'm like, bro, are you just hoping for carries? And most of the time, like, I don't want to say all the time, but most of the time that I've seen the regulars, right? God, they're just that one guy that just is begging for a carry. You know, they'll just go into public matches and expect that everybody's just gonna bend over backwards to cater for their bad play. Like, that's not fair to anybody. So I just hope that nobody here will be that sort of person. It's not cool. It's always better to be a good person. That's the right way, Soy. Ah, don't worry about it. Look, lots of people before they discover me will have terrible builds, and that's okay. For me, like, I'm just building up my clientele bit by bit, because I know that when it comes to games, people are going to trust me.
Watch your feet. Take this.
I don't know about exclusive rewards for group play. I feel that they've already encouraged group play more than enough. So exceptional rewards for group play might be a bit much. Because what will happen, right, is, thinking of the negative side of that, is that I think that if they created exclusive rewards for group play, people will just go into group play for no reason. You know, people will just go into public, hope to get carried and get the exclusive reward. Because they're like, oh, but there's no other way. Why? And then if you tell them, hey, you should at least prepare yourself, they'll say, why are you gatekeeping? You know? Gatekeeping used to be an important word in the gaming industry, but now it's just a buzzword that lazy people use to guilt trip you into accommodating their laziness. They'll say, oh, why are you gatekeeping me from a reward? I'm like, maybe you should get good first, you know? I'm not someone who would gatekeep stuff, but I can see accusations of that flying around the second they introduce something like a reward for group play. I test the math, but there's no point in showing it. Are you guys gonna sit and watch the video for like 10 minutes while I explain the mathematics to you? You might, Scott Ace, but most people don't. And that's why a lot of people that explain the mathematics are wrong in the first place anyway, because they don't understand it themselves. There's no point in showing the mathematics to people. Because, look, as it is, people already skim the build and say, why doesn't your build perform? I did everything you did. I said, did you skim the video? Did you miss some section of the video? Then the answer is always yes. So there's no point in showing mathematics. Yeah, the mathematics is for me to know. If I need to show the mathematics of something, then that means I'm already incorrect in being able to explain my build. A build should be something that even a layman can understand. They should not require any mathematical knowledge at all to understand why my build works the way it does. All they need to know is that it works exceptionally well. And then they can see the performance and test the performance with their own two eyeballs. That's good enough. Because I feel that if I go too in-depth with the mechanics, the mathematics rather than the mechanics, most people it's just going to go over their head. And the other problem is that a lot of people overthink stuff. You know, have you ever noticed that when you tell people, oh, you need to think about the mathematics of this and that, they start overthinking about it? They think that, oh, I need to calculate this and that, and they're constantly worrying about the calculation rather than worrying about what they should be doing with said build. I've seen it happen dozens of times, so I'm very wary of showing mathematics. Like, if it's necessary, I will. Or if I need to show, like, how something was calculated, then I will. But 95% of the time, I find it's just not very necessary.
Shield is down.
For me, ease of understanding is far more important than correctness. There's no point in being correct if nobody understands you. The best thing is to strike a balance. I do show some of the math, I do explain some of the things, but you don't need to know the whole picture. What you need to know is enough for you to deal damage. Well, the thing is, Shimon, that this is why most of the bosses later in the game are forced group play. It's not like you can solo Deathstalker, so yeah, no, it's fine. The first 5 bosses that you can solo, there is no incentive for group play. Do it by yourself. And in fact, that's what I actually encourage people to do. I say, you want to test yourself, make sure you can do solo everything that I'm showing you. Then group play is just if you want to take on a challenge. However, once you're past that, you're going to have to learn group play anyway. Because you cannot solo Obstructor. You cannot solo Frostwalker. No matter what, you're still gonna have to play in groups. So group play is always like that. Now, don't forget to like and share the stream, guys, if you haven't already. And of course, if you haven't already registered me as your creator, please make sure you do so. Lol soy. If you want to make a statement like that, then you better be very pretty as well, okay? Goes both ways. Goes both ways. The difference is multipliers, Scott Ace. If I were to give you a simple answer, the difference is multipliers. I can give you an example. I do not mind. Math lesson time. I don't know if this is coming in, Ultra Instinct Krillin. So when they actually tease this, now I know pets are coming in, I know mega dungeons are coming in, but they have not teased anything like open world Colossi yet. When they tease them and when there's real information, I promise I'll let you know. Alright. And lol, Rena, showing off my music. Thank you. Okay, so you want to know how we get there? I will give you a simple lesson, alright? This is just a simple lesson. This is not like a full-on lesson, so please don't take it that way. Okay, when it comes to Haley, right? When it comes to Haley, what you are looking at, what you are trying to see is how many multipliers we have. For example, this multiplied by this is what you want. The more multipliers you have, the more your damage goes up. But the amount of those multipliers rarely matters. For example, 2 times 3 times 5 is the same as, okay, 5 times 3 times 2 or 5 times 2 times 3. It all gets you the same result. So what you want is the number of multipliers to increase. What those multipliers actually are does not matter. So for example, if I had a multiplier of 1 multiplied by 1.65%, then multiplied by 102%, then multiplied by 20%, like all this would be totally fine. And it would be exactly the same as if you shifted the numbers around and you gave yourself different values here and there, all right? You would actually end up with roughly the same results. But still, what people need to understand, and I guess what people need to know, is that multiplicative factors, like for example, singular skill power, it is best to raise the lower multiplicative factors as much as you can. All right? So the more multipliers you have, first factor, the next factor is that raise the ones that are the lowest possible and try to avoid negative multipliers. Now for Haley, this does not matter because it's skill power modifier, which does not affect her very much. But skill power boosts, these ones, you want to try and raise them as much as possible. All right, so please do remember that. That is basically how this works. And the same thing is calculated for piercing light and things like that. When I look at this, I look at my weak point multiplier, 5.9, firearm critical hit multiplier, 1.49. If I can get as many multipliers as possible, then I can do well. If I cannot get as many multipliers as possible, then I cannot do well. That's basically the idea behind all of it. The more multipliers you have, the better. The less multipliers you have, the less better. Okay? So I hope that makes things clear. Kyle is super fun, dude. Just go fly around and explode stuff. So that is pretty much it. The more multipliers you have and the higher their value, the better. No problem, Scout Ace. Like, you have to go really, really in depth with the numbers. And what I do is I have a big complex spreadsheet where I just test like little tiny changes in each one to find the ideal, but I'm not gonna bore you with that. All right, this concept is good enough. Basically, just have enough multipliers and you're good to go. The more multipliers you have, the better your results. The less multipliers you have, the worse your results. This is why multiplicative damage is better than additive damage most of the time. Same thing actually applies in games like Diablo 4, Path of Exile. You want to have as many multiplicative factors because the more you increase your base damage, that's great, but it's just additive. You need to have multipliers like criticals. You need to have multipliers like, I don't know, whatever other weird stuff they have in there. The more multipliers, the better. The less multipliers, the less better. Okay? There you go. I know less better is not really a word, but... Lol soy. Hey, don't disgrace Singapore lah. Don't sound so thirsty all the time. Okay? If you are thirsty, you drink water. Okay, this is very important. Whether it's ladies or men doesn't matter. Just don't be thirsty. When you are too thirsty, you must learn to drink water. Okay? Yeah, sure, that works. It's a hot country, you can get thirsty. Lol. Lamau. Lol.
Feel the pain.
Hey, so you're Asian just like me. What do you mean math is too difficult for you, huh? Huh? Are you disgracing your heritage? Don't disgrace your ancestors, okay? What if your ancestor was an imperial scholar? Then what then? No problem, Terrell. It's my job to do that, so you guys don't have to. Now, while everything dies, I take a drink of water. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way.
Be gone.
Well, regardless though, being a mom ain't easy, so I respect you for that. Mothers always get full respect.
Damn it.
Ah, itchy ear. Wrong timing, wrong timing.
I'll load.
When you get the itchy ear at the wrong time, alright, it's not fun. You can aim for the shoulders, yeah? I can test that theory for you after this. Why not? I have never actually done that, because the eye is just easier for me to hit. It just makes sense for me to aim for the eye, but you know what? I'll try the shoulder for you. I have never actually tried that. Sniper mentality. Lol, you're all good, Scott Ace. Yeah. Anyway, Soy, considering that you're thirsty for your math teacher, it's a good thing I'm ugly. That way your husband doesn't have to worry, because you won't thirst for me. Otherwise your husband will say, why are you watching this handsome guy every day? Say, no, don't worry. Then Soy can say, no, don't worry, this guy very ugly, is okay. Alright, let's go test this out. Now, shoot the shoulder, right? I don't know if it'll work. I will try it for you. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try.
The space-time fabric of the void is
let's do this.
extremely illogical.
Where are you? I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try. I'll give it a go. Anyway, guys, don't miss me too much tonight, alright? I will not be here tonight. I got a lot of work. And you guys will start to see me doing alternating streams. So, like, tomorrow I won't be on in the morning. I'll be on in the evening. Then, day after, I'll be on in the morning. You know, like, that'll be the cycle because now I got to start preparing for my move back to Singapore. The full schedule, now there'll be an announcement. There'll be an announcement about it later on YouTube. But my full schedule will resume once I'm back in Singapore. So, look forward to it. Well, I do. I love shooting. I used to be a marksman.
Over limit freeze.
New super chat was
See it, see it.
Selecting objective.
Okay, I don't know if it'll down him, but I'll try. I missed one shot. It will still work, but it's harder to hit the shoulder than it is to hit the eye because he moves. The eye is a bigger target. So if you can hit the shoulder reliably, yes, you can still down him that way. But I would say that, I don't know, maybe it's just me as a... Because my dad was a sniper. I was good with a rifle. Shooting runs in our family. I find the eye a lot easier to hit. Because it's such a big round target. It's like, how can you miss that, you know? Yeah, I will be back in Singapore on the 18th of November. But I will not be set up for streaming until about the 22nd. So I will be back as soon as I can, guys. Don't worry. But in the meantime, don't miss me too much. I'll have lots of videos, and every day you'll see a video saying, hey, okay, guys, don't miss me too much. Here's some stuff for you guys. All right. All right. If you miss me too much, good. Miss me some more, please. I'm Singaporean, bro. I'm just here in Australia on business. I've settled most of it now, so I can finally go back home. Now that my business is settled, I'm gonna go home. It's time for me to return to the homeland. And I'm gonna return to my 10 gigabyte internet speed. Yes! Then I shall connect all over the world. And next year, you mark my words, ladies and gents, in 2025, for those of you with good internet, I will have 4K quality streams. You can legitimately say caught in 4K on my channel. Okay, you can legitimately say that. Because next year, assuming all goes well, I'm going to get a brand new PC. I'm going to make sure that I get that stuff for you guys. Well, it depends. I used a purple reactor long before this, and I'm pretty sure I demonstrated everything with a purple reactor. I still have that purple reactor. Let's try.
I am analyzing the void paradox.
Could be. Because the 20%, excuse me, really does affect it quite a bit. Come, let's try. Thanks, Milout. Like I said, there'll be more announcements about all this stuff as we go along, so don't you worry. You'll hear more about this, and I'll tell you people that, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Okay. Let's try with the Walker of the Swamp. Yes! It's probably because you're missing the weak spot, dude. Like, I'm 95% certain that you're missing the weak spot. Most people's problem is that they miss the weak spot a lot. I missed the weak spot twice, like, otherwise literally would have had the same results as with the gold reactor. This is with the purple reactor right there. So, the reactor does not matter as much as you think. The Peacemaker as a buffing weapon for the character is absolutely fine. I think that that's totally okay, you know? Nothing wrong with that for me. I enjoy the Peacemaker as a buffing weapon. I think it's good. The Peacemaker is a strong and solid weapon. It is solidly bad. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, a lot of people wonder why their shots aren't hitting. It's all just about Haley. You'll have to sacrifice damage, Huckleberry, that's not good. I would say don't use Biosync Shield because look, I'm just what I'm telling people is that I'm just giving people options. But you want to make the modification for Biosync Shield, you have to find that out for yourself. I do not use Biosync Shield. I've never used Biosync Shield in my life because I feel like Kyle can restore his own shields. So trying to use Biosync Shield, you're gonna have to give up damage, and giving up damage just means that you're gonna be weak. So I said it is an option, but you're gonna have to figure out the pathway yourself, and I personally would not do it. That's just my 2 cents. I would not give up Biosync Shield. It makes no sense for me to do that. Yeah, basically Ultra Instinct, Krillin, you don't have Ultra Instinct. Your instinct is the opposite of Ultra, so you need to get good to the point where as soon as it goes in a phase, you can just shoot the eye. You know what that is, my friend? Weakness. 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 You need to get the weakness out of your body, pal. Now, in the meantime, don't forget to like and share the stream some more. Alright, the more y'all like and share the stream, the better. Keep it up, keep it up. Keep it up and don't be weak. The weaker you are, the weaker you get. So remember, don't be weak. Being weak is bad. If you are weak, then you are sad. All right. You wish they would cut some of these build times down at least a little. They could, but I think they won't. Who knows? Maybe if you guys ask for it enough, they will. Now back to farming. Mwaha. Almost done with one full set of this weapon. Let me go put on Venom Synthesis for the fun. Time to challenge myself to do the ineffective way. See you later, Krillin. Hey, there's a Rena in here. I just realized a Rena has arrived.
Yes, I've been in here for a while.
Sneaking. What up, nerd? God, I don't know how anyone can say that Venom Synthesis is useful. The toxin spreads so little. Even with a 2.1 second cooldown, it's so damn slow.
A load. To your death. Shield is down. Take this.
Alright, it's time to do some 400.
Shield is down.
If you're doing 400, you may as well come with me, buddy.
And that's why I'm here.
LOL. Okay, sure.
Damn it. Feel the pain.
If that's what you want. No problem.
Be gone. Ah, my shield. To your death. Take this. Shield is down. I'm in danger.
Man. I'm going back to Contagion. So cheap. So bad.
Die. Shield is down. See you later. Die.
Die, Ladras. Die. What build do I have the most fun making? All of them. I liked all of them. Every single one. You know, I don't think there was any one in particular that was more fun than the others. That being said, I do have to admit that Kyle is great. So. Reapplying. Agent. Okay, invite Rena. Multi-talented. I guess. I mean, you'd be triggering nothing but tech skills, but sure. I mean, I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work, but I wouldn't be able to fit into the build, to be perfectly frank with you. You can try, though. You can try. Okay, we'll head to the asylum. If there's one other person, then asylum's a bit easier. Spread.
Feel the pain. Take this.
Rena Raffi says, "Sup, Rena. Good to see you."
Yeah. Oh, we'll tap.
Lol. Don't worry, you can just greet him vocally. And wow, immediately trolling poor Rappy. Oh well.
Who is the sub?
Who's the sub pie?
The home sub.
Shoot this down.
Self
Be gone. Shield is damaged.
Oh my god, left.
Yes, you should be. Because that's what happens when you murder everything. Agreed.
1000 ping, what the hell's going on? No, it's not a game lag, it's the internet lag. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Lol, Sydney to Australia. Sydney to Perth. Or Melbourne to Perth, sorry. Melbourne to Perth.
Yeah, normally it has no issues.
Of course not. We're
On its
literally
own.
in the same country, but it's like, you know, it's Australia.
I hate this internet.
Everyone does. I can't wait to go back to my 10 GB.
To your death.
10 GB.
This is great. Ah, shield. To your death. See you later.
I think my mods are full, but I just at the point where I don't even care. Yeah. I don't even need them.
Burn. See you later. Melt away. Ah, shield. Die.
Sick boy must die.
Ah, my shield. Shield is damaged.
suffer.
A load.
There we go. Clear. Thanks, Raffy. I have never played Warframe before in my life, Scott, so probably not. Like, I've never played it as a content creator, and I don't think I'll be getting into it. At least not right now. I tend not to get into games where the creators are already established, you know? So, I'll be giving Warframe a pass. I'll move on to the next thing for me. Okay, restarting. Because for me to be... Because as far as I know, the 1999 update is not a different game. It's the same game, just it's an update of that game, so... Yeah. I don't mind getting into things if, like, they're new. But I usually won't go to something older. What kind of heretics are making you laugh, my lord? Heretics must be purged on sight. You see a heretic and a heresy, you eliminate them.
Feel the pain. To your death.
There's not an efficient way to kill this thing, but I admit I just like seeing the beam. Laser the guy. It activates some neurons for me.
Feel the day.
Soulframe, I might be willing to chance it. If and when they launch it. I might be willing to chance it, yes.
Watch your feet.
You managed to switch before the end. Okay, all good. Now let me check if my gun is ready. I think it is. All this, is it ready? Yes. Okay, 1 second. All right, now. Let's go add another bit to this. Okay, back to town. Let me go change my modules around. Of course, Jimbo. I only bring the best. Kyle is fun. See you later, Perk Crab. Kyle is what is designed for maximum fun. When you want to fly around, that's a Kyle job. Now, 1 second. Almost clear. And done. Now we go back in, and for variety we'll do the other map. Oh wait, the map's changed. The shelter and the asylum. I don't remember the shelter having 400%. Maybe it's just been so long since that one took place. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, now I remember it. Now I remember it. Okay, chill skill power. Let's go. I'm glad you guys enjoy my stuff. It's always a good feeling when that happens. Thank you. I always like to try my best, but most importantly, I know that you guys and we guys all like to see this happen. Nothing more fun than just seeing everything detonate. That's the way to live your life. Alright, off we go. Roll. Roll. Ah, yes, Priest of Narcissus. That's right.
Shield is damaged.
It's always this guy here.
See you later.
See you later, my loud.
Damn it. Shield is down.
Lovely.
Feel those pain. Load. To your death. Damage be gone. Dangerous. I'll load.
There we go. Little network of pain. Let's beam him. Get beamed!
Take this.
Beamed! This will never be the most efficient way to kill somebody, but I still love it. Okay, run us at level 32 again. Easy breezy. Speed leveling my palo. Speed leveling my palo.
See you later.
I'll be right there. Getting it all sorted. Time to start rolling, 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 rolling. Yes, pave the way for me in green.
Gone. Take this. Be gone.
I'll go take care of the ones behind.
Feel the down. To your death.
Let the carpet bombing commence.
Shield is damaged. This is your grave. Feel the pain.
Okay, Priest of Narcissus. He's wide open.
Melt away. Shield is down.
Trying to finish him off. Can't believe I've reached the stage where I just don't even bother picking up red bots because I can get them anytime.
Feel the pain. Watch your feet. Shield is damaged.
Acceptable. Okay, all clear. 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 Do you have an XP boost on, bro?
Nope.
Okay. So that means we're just doing this hardcore.
That's what's going slow.
That's okay. We'll just have to chunk you the XP at the end. It's alright. If there's no XP boost, then I think it's about 2 more runs. So we'll do one here and then we'll do another one at the other area. Should be just nice to get you to 40. How many more catalysts you got to go?
Let me see. Hopefully 2.
Oh, nice. That means you're
I
almost
don't want to
finished.
stay 3. But yeah, hopefully 2.
Lol. Even if it's 3, it's fine. Leveling is just the annoying part. Then after you get the full build, then it feels good. Just like with Kyle. It feels so good to bomb. But there's just no... I guess... nothing that can stop you. Hello, Elite Vulgus. Beamed.
To your death. How was that? Take this. Watch your feet.
LOL. Looked like the poor fella tripped on a banana peel.
See you later.
I brought him some towers. Priest of Nars is down.
Die. Damn it. Take this. This is your flame. Gone. Melt away. I was shot. Shield is down. See you later.
Ow.
Shield. Loading. Damn it.
If I actually bothered adding a little extra power to this, it might actually be good. Might be the keyword, but okay. Let me try some interesting tweaks. I might be able to swing this a little bit. Thoughts. Let me see. If I were to take this, place it. Take this out. Try this. Problem is I already had that to begin with, so that is literally totally irrelevant. Ah. Okay. I mean, none of this is problematic, so let's see if there's any value. Sorry guys, give me a second. Let's see if there's any value of increasing this. I should go empty my modules? Nah. At this point I don't even need to empty my modules, you know? So I'm just like, okay, cool. Why would I need to empty my modules?
Well, you're here for modules, right?
Emptying my modules? Nah. I mean, someday if I do need to actually, like, level stuff. Okay, let's go see if this is worthwhile at all. I don't know if it'll increase my damage, but let's find out. Finding out is half the battle. Alright, back in we go. Ah, you're level 37. Perfect. So one run of the Asylum should get you to 40. Toxic skill power boost is still high there. Okay, good. I can dig that. The higher it stays, the better. Okay.
Take this.
And all elites dead. Beautiful.
See you later. Be gone.
Carpet bomb.
Die.
Fun fact, if you don't care about actually hitting the target, you can literally carpet bomb an area with toxin. It's great.
Take this. This is the end. You can't touch me. Down. Ah, my shield. Feel the pain. Feel the pain.
You go ahead, I'll catch up. The boat.
Feel your death. Shield is damaged. Feel the pain. Damn it. Shield is damaged. Shield is down. Shield is damaged. See you later. Shield is down.
Damn. Power is not that great. Needs to be better. I mean, what I have was okay, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll take you back to town so you can catalyze. This is okay, but the Kingsguard lance is a tough one to work on. Thank you, Fun Life Gaming. I appreciate that. I will figure this weapon out eventually. There has to be a way to make it better. Next thing I'll need is elements. That's the only thing I can think of. Elements. Okay, when you're done, you let me know. We'll carry on. Sorry, what? Incomplete? I wonder, can I, while I wait for Benna, can I sit here? Apparently I can. I can actually sit in front of this operation terminal. I had to try it at least once, you know? Find awkward locations to sit at.
Alright.
It's all good. Fair enough, incomplete. Enjoy it. Alright, let's go. I'm going back to shelter though because it's easier. Alright, here we go. Let's go stab things with poison. Later today, I have my interview. I'm gonna be so sad not streaming tonight. Oh, I hate not streaming. But there's a lot to work on. Interview later after lunch, then you gotta work on videos. But don't worry, you guys will get plenty of video content. Don't miss me too much, okay?
My shield. This. Loading. Be gone.
You go on ahead, I'll catch up. That I was fuller than I thought. Well, that's why, General, you should always play other stuff, man. This is the type of game that you can't just play all day, every day, dude. Even I play other stuff. I mean, sure, I stream it almost every day, but at the end of the day, you gotta realize that there's always gonna be ups, downs, in-betweens, things like that, and if you're stuck only on one game, it ain't gonna be very good. Priest of Narcissus, just accept my beam of death.
Die. Feel the pain.
Let me go get more ammo.
Feel the pain. Damn it. This is too easy. Open fire.
I know it's not the most efficient, but beaming them with 3 turrets is kind of fun. That will never not amuse me. Alright, sweet. Brenna's already level 14. Okay. I can probably manage 2 more runs before I gotta go. So let's do it. Let's pump you up. Thing is, you know, a lot of people always tell me eventually that they get burned out, which is natural. But you should never always, you know, let it burn you out. Just take it slow, enjoy it, you know, have a good time. And when you need a break, take a break. That's the most important thing. Is Ultimate Freyna worth buying? Now that is a question. I would say she is worth farming. Buying depends on whether you've got the money. Most people do not buy the Descendants, they buy the cosmetics for the Descendant. But I would say it's up to you. Because look, at the end of the day, it's your money and whether you want to spend it or not. Most of us just farm Ultimate Freyna because she's so easy to farm. Farm her, then you have fun. Then you can spend your money, your hard-earned wealth, on cosmetics instead. Which is usually the more correct way to do things.
Loading. To your death.
The only thing I'll say is, if you plan on buying, register me as your creator first, then buy. But again, most people just farm. He's easy enough to get. Ah, and one more tower up here.
See you later. Shield is down. To your death. Ah, my shield. Shield is down. Loading.
Now that I think about it, Blade could actually work kind of well with this gun. That might actually be interesting to see. Granted, it wouldn't be the greatest, but it's quite possible.
Shield is down. You're all damaged. Shield.
Lol. That's synchronized. That's synchronized call out. Alright, pseudo, time for you to die.
Shield is down.
Good. Now, how much is my proficiency? Level 38 already. Sweet. Right. Time for one more. I'll call it an end to my session there. Right, let's go. Here we go, pal.
Last one.
Yep, for now.
Oh, nice.
Just because my day-to-day is jam-packed. I'm missing quite a few Descendants, but it's mostly a problem of catalysts. So I love working on Descendants, but I got to, like, my catalyst count is spent like water, so if I want to work on something, the biggest problem for me is just the catalysts. Without my catalyst, it's hard to really make builds for you guys and stuff, so for me, I think that's my personal biggest issue. The catalysts. After that, I'd be fine. Because weapons, unlike Descendants, cost a lot of catalysts to maximize. And when you have to put all elemental mods on, yeah, that's another headache. It's another layer of pain.
Watch your feet. See you later. Die. You gone.
I have to admit, there are some unique and interesting ways to make King's God work. I can sort of see it happening.
Shield is damaged. Feel the pain. Burn. Take this.
It's like watching him die from being beamed. It's great. Alright, that's it. Tower's done. And one more mod ready. Oh yeah. Okay, back to town. Never thought I'd see the day in this game where I literally stop picking up mods because I'm so full. Maybe in the next update, you know, when they drop some more mods. When they drop some more shenanigans. I think that'll be cool. Alright. 1 second. Won't take long. I promise. I literally just equipped the wrong module on it. What the hell? Oh no, I'll have to test it another time. How did I equip the wrong... What? I'm so confused. I somehow managed to equip the wrong module on it and I'm very, very confused how that happened. Okay, never mind. It is what it is. Can I stuff a whole new module on it? I think I can stuff one new module on it. Can I? Apparently not yet. Okay. That's not going to be very cash money. Meh, I'll do the testing later. Okay, for now, ladies and gents, thank you very much. We've come to the end of the stream today. I apologize for ending a little bit early, but like I said, I've got a lot to do today. There's no evening stream. Okay, I'm going to miss y'all, but I have to get some work done this evening. And what I will do... excuse me, is I'm going to have, and there'll be no morning stream tomorrow, so I'm going to be alternating my stream times. There'll be an announcement posted on YouTube about this, but basically you guys are going to get a whole bunch of video content in exchange for me taking it a little bit easier on the streams. So do try and catch the streams when they do pop up, especially if you've got questions to ask, things like that, because that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, so I'll see you guys then. Do you think that the king should be maxed first with toxic as it can be stacked? Theoretically, I was thinking that, Rafi. To be honest, I was thinking that. I was not thinking that because I was thinking that. So that is what I felt might actually work. But we'll see. And do I think this game can survive long term? Of course. Without doubt or question, pal. Of course. Alright. Thank y'all for hanging out today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Catch ya. Alright, and don't forget to look forward to all the videos. They are coming soon. Very soon. Just like my floofy hair.